the word which baffled Katy Perry and got Manchester's council chief bleeped on US radio.
Katy, are you familiar with the word shed load?
No.
Oscar Wilde famously once said, amongst his many sayings, that we and the Americans have everything in common except the language, and he had a point. Take the American pop singer Katy Perry and the leader of Manchester Council, Sir Richard Lees.
Yeah, well, Sir Richard was censored during a live broadcast on American radio this morning for using a word that shocked the listeners and baffled fellow guest and superstar Katy Perry. Confused we were. Stuart Flinders explains.
Listen, we're having so much fun in Manchester. What a lovely town.
He's one of America's most popular radio stars. He's the leader of Manchester Council.
Your subjects, Sir Richard, they're fantastic. And
every morning, up to 30 million across the states listen to Elvis Duran's breakfast show from New York. Today, a guest of the annual radio festival, he was in Salford.
Our show is very loud and in your face and crazy, and so I was a little nervous about having such a respectable man on our show.
I think he was a little nervous about being here. Sir Richard Lees did his best to sell Manchester to American listeners.
A couple of years ago, the Lonely Planet guys said you have to work really hard not to have a good time in Manchester. It is, I think, a fun place to be.
And then this happened.
We're having a conversation. And I use that well-known expression for a lot, a shed load. There are stores where you can spend a shed load of money.
Pardon me?
A shed load.
A shed load.
Shed load, right.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
That was the accent.
As soon as I said shed load, they all jumped. The compere said, "You did say shed, didn't you?"
Yeah.
Sir Richard trying to get us kicked off the air. You were crazy.
Producers in the States bleeped out the offending word before it could be broadcast.
He said he's got a whole shed load of things for us to do in Manchester.
And you thought he said a rude word?
Well, I had to think about it for a second, but the censors back in New York, they bleeped it. They thought he said something else.
Next up on the show, American singer Katy Perry.
Manchester.
Katy, are you familiar with the word shed load?
No.
Elvis's plans for the evening?
Drink. Find me a pub. Now.
There are plenty of them.
Take me now.
If you bump into Elvis, mind your language. Stuart Flinders, BBC Northwest Tonight, Salford.
And you know that Stuart Flinders had to ask Mandy, our camerawoman, as they got out of the van, which one's Katy Perry? Which one's Katy Perry? She's got pink hair. Anyway, I've outed Stuart. Poor Stuart. Anyway, should we take a look at the weather?
Shed load of rain on the way.
She had a cat on her head as well.